spirit of life. We're pleased to announce that we've collected $500 for Chesapeake Multicultural Resource Center for our June outreach collection. Thank you to all who donated.
You will now enjoy the prelude by Maxine, When the Sun Rises by Nancy Faber. Thank you, Maxine.
Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship at Easton. I am Emily Cranwell, and I will be leading the service today together with Christina Drostin. If you are wondering what we do when we go on vacation together, the answer is we wait in line for water slides and talk about beauty. And so this past week we were able to think through today's service together. We're grateful to have music this morning offered by Maxine Poe-Jensen, and gratitude to all who made today's service possible. Additionally, we want to recognize UU's Soul Matters for the inspiration for today's service and for the wonderful collection of poems, quotes, and questions that we use today. Those of you who participate in the Soul Matters small group work may recognize some of these readings and discussion questions. We are an intentionally welcoming congregation, and we invite you to be part of our community. When we make this statement, we're stating our vision of love and acceptance. We welcome you, your background and beliefs, all racial and ethnic identities, sexual orientation and gender identities, and theological perspectives. You are welcome and accepted here. If you have questions about this congregation or the UU faith, you can ask a member or check with one of the greeters or myself. And after the service, all are invited to head outside for social time. Today's opening words come from Reverend Scott Taylor, the beauty woven fine. As we celebrate life's beauty, may we never forget that we are a part of it. It is woven around us, through us, between us. We are here to notice those elegant strands, the way they call to us, the way they hold us, the way they connect us. May our time together today enable that beauty to shine. And Christina, I'm going to light up the cello.
For the chalice lighting, I'd like to share a reading from Reverend Rebecca Savage, who recently joined us for a service. This is called Let Beauty In. Let beauty in. Let beauty in like the waves lapping on the shore, covering the beach with foamy glee and soaking the sand like an embrace. Let beauty in. Let beauty in like the first sunshine after a cloudy day, filling hearts and homes with a radiance that brings delight. Let beauty in. Let beauty in like a wrapped gift from the Spirit of life herself, as she offers to us, behold what creation can do. Behold, this is love made real that you can touch, taste, and smell all around you. May all that is pleasing and exquisite be nurtured here in our time of worship. May the magnificent pull towards all that is divinely pleasing and hold us close. May the sacred pulse within the space as we welcome in beauty. And now for our opening hymn, I invite you to rise if you wish or are able and join us on page 21 from the Beauty of the Earth.
Max, feel free. We're going to share in the reading of our covenant. At the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship at Easton, we seek to nurture spiritual and intellectual growth for all ages, and to be actively involved in community outreach and service, cherishing diversity and celebrating our oneness with all humanity. We covenant to support each other in the spirit of compassion, respect, and love. Our meditation today is words from Reverend Lynn Cox, the prayer of co-creation. Creative Spirit, source of life and love, we give thanks for the beauty of this day and for the company of those assembled here. Thank you for the breezes of change, clearing our heads and bringing fresh ideas. May they cleanse our minds of the oppressions and isms that divide us. Thank you for the flame of hope, the heat of righteous anger, the warmth of compassion, and the fire of commitment. May they bubble the cauldrons of transformation. Thank you for oceans of love, rivers of connection, tears of relief, and pools of serenity. May healing waters flow over us and through us and among us, wearing down the sharp rocks of despair to bring joy in the morning. Thank you for the good earth beneath us, around us, and within us. May we take this clay and co-create a new realm of justice and beauty. Thank you for all these and more. We accept our gifts and commit to building, sculpting, painting, singing, and dancing them to life, to abundant life. So be it, blessed be. Amen.
Each week we take time to share what is in our hearts with our joys and sorrows. Please feel welcome to share in 1 or 2 sentences a joy or sorrow that you are carrying today. Either come to the microphone to share, or if you are at home, feel free to share something in the Zoom chat. We will read it aloud to those here in the sanctuary. I light this first candle for all that we continue to face in this world, to witness and try to work towards. And now we will take a moment to just pause and hold in our hearts what has been shared today, as well as those joys and sorrows that we carry that have not been spoken. For our community with which we can share these special things, we are grateful. And now we will have our offertory. We take this time to collect money that you generously give today that will support our ongoing work and time together here at UUFE. Your gifts are graciously received. And thank you, Maxine, for music.
So one of the best ways to explore a theme such as beauty is to bring it into the conversations you have in your everyday life. Or to put it another way, our service topics offer us the chance to deepen and enliven our conversations and relationships. So today, we're going to try something a little different. We're going to begin some conversations rooted in the call to nurture beauty. We will converse with others here today and reflect, recognizing beautiful moments and better defining beauty itself. Part of this exercise will be about the insights that arise from meaningful conversation, but another part is to notice the beauty that arises when our conversations go beyond the weather and normal chit-chat. So first, we're going to ask you to choose a new seat next to someone with whom you do not yet have a deep relationship. So someone other than your spouse or your mother-in-law. For those of you at home, Topher has graciously agreed to be your online host, and we will, at the time for conversation, mute ourselves here so that we can help facilitate your conversation. We may need to have a group of 3, that's okay. Wonderful. This is the kind of transition I practice in my classroom so the kids get really good at it and finding a new partner very quickly and being ready to talk and discuss. For those of you who discover you're having a difficult time hearing, we did put some, if you're having a difficult time hearing, we put some chairs just outside the doors on either side so that if you're having trouble hearing in this space, you can step outside. We're going to break the conversation into a couple minute chunks, so we'll send you out and bring you back in. So we have some quotes and questions for you to discuss. And again, I was saying to those at home, Topher has agreed to be your online host today to help facilitate this conversation. So at the point where we're discussing, we'll mute this conversation here so you can hear each other at home. So we're going to begin today by thinking about the beauty that we have seen and experienced. And we're going to share 2 reflections and then give you a question to discuss. So the first reflection is called Expect Life by Elizabeth Tarbox. In each moment, expect a miracle. 10 kinds of birds at the feeder and the tracks of a fox in the snow. Pick up a magnifying glass and scrutinize that crocus. See the pollen at the center of the daffodil, life's dust, death-defying life. Be astonished at the flower, arrested at its beauty. Run naked through the garden early in the morning and hope the wild geese fly by. Get silly and laugh loudly with your grandchildren or your grandparents. Refuse to leave the dead behind, but bring their memory to all your chores and games and corners of quiet, warm tears. Know always that joy and sorrow are woven together. One cannot be without the other. If you love, know that sometimes your love will bring you tears, and if you grieve, know that it is because at some time you were willing to love.
So before we talk with your partner about beauty we have seen and experienced, I want to also share this reflection, which is by Carrie Newcomer, entitled Something Wild and Unbroken. Riding my bike down a narrow country road, to one side a dense forest, on the other side a wide summer meadow. Then, right there beside me, a graceful young doe was bounding in beautiful unhurried leaps, and for just a moment, we were 2 deer running together in the blue evening light. Then, with a burst of speed, she dashed in front of me and disappeared into the woods, leaving me breathless with a feeling of visitation, of Holy Communion, like I've been touched, ever so briefly, by something wild and unbroken. Since that moment, the world has felt less weary, like anything and everything is still completely possible. So at this time, we ask you to reflect on this question. What is the most beautiful thing you've ever seen or experienced? How did it leave its mark on you? In 3 to 5 minutes, taking turns with your prayer. So at this time, I'm going to mute our cellist for the group at home so they can talk on Zoom. Thank you, everyone, for what sounds like a set of rich conversations you've been sharing with your partner. We're going to move forward to the next reading and question. Let's now think about the healing power of beauty. This next reading is by Robert McAfee Brown. It's called Creative Dislocations of Grace. How can beauty and the oppressed be understood together? For the Christian, the question is, how can they possibly be understood separately? So I conclude that the concern for beauty is not a moral cop-out. It leads us firmly into the midst of all that is going on in our world. Where beauty is apparent, we are to enjoy it. Where there is beauty hidden, we are to unveil it. Where there is beauty defaced, we are to restore it. Where there is no beauty at all, we are to create it. All of which places us in the arena where oppression occurs, where the oppressed congregate, and where we too are called to be.
And a short quote from Phil Oakes states, "In such ugly times, the only true protest is beauty." So we'd ask you now to reflect with your partner on this question. Do you think beauty can save or heal the world? Have you ever been healed by beauty? Do you think beauty can save or heal the world? Have you ever been healed by beauty?
Into the mic.
I know.
I didn't notice it until the very end, and I'm like,
yeah, I tried to turn it down. I know.
I wonder if he notices a difference.
I don't know. I can turn it down. I mean, I'll just turn the sound down there just a little bit.
Okay.
I turned it down a little bit. I'll turn it down a little bit.
Okay, well maybe just ask him how long we're going to try this time, if he notices a difference or not.
I was gonna text Mochetti with him.
Yeah.
But he's on there 3 times, and I'm like, which one of those is he watching?
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll give you more time to talk. We're going to move now into thinking about finding beauty in brokenness. Our first reading is by Reverend Karen G. Johnston, Where There Is Beauty. What to do with beauty, or joy for that matter, in the midst of tragedy, of violence, of cruelty? What do we do with the living? Give each their due. Do not lose ourselves in any of it, but find ourselves anew. Where there is beauty, amplify it. Where beauty is hidden, reveal it. Where beauty is ruined, restore it. Where beauty is absent, create it. This will be our gift to our aching world.
And this is an excerpt from Beauty from Brokenness by Paula Gribble. I am not saying that painful and challenging things are okay. They're not. But I would not be the person I am today if I had not gone through those things. My brokenness is what makes me who I am today. And you would not be the person you are without your brokenness. Your special, beautiful, graceful light couldn't shine through without the clouds surrounding you. Beautiful creations born out of brokenness. We have to take these parts of ourselves, allow them to be broken, and from these broken pieces, create something new, something beautiful and special, something born out of our brokenness, something broken that is also perfect. So our question now is, have you ever found beauty in that brokenness? Have you ever found beauty in the brokenness? question is, have you ever found beauty in the brokenness? Thank you. We're going to move on to our last section, and then we'll have one more discussion question for you and your partner. Now we're going to think about how we see ourselves. This is an excerpt from The Soul Lifts by Tess Bomberger. Wouldn't it be great if you could take a picture of your soul? Then when your mother wanted to brag about you, she would show people the picture and say, "That's my daughter. Doesn't she have a beautiful soul? All sparkly and many-colored and flowing all around her."
And our second reflection is by Jess Baker from a blog post titled, "Why I've Chosen Body Liberation Over Body Love." Liberation is freedom from all outside expectations, even our own. Liberation is not having to love your body all the time. Liberation is not asking permission to be included in society's ideal of beauty. Liberation is bucking the concept of beauty as currency altogether. Liberation is recognizing the systemic issues that surround us and acknowledging that perhaps we're not able to fix them all on our own. Liberation is personally giving ourselves permission to live life. Liberation is slowly learning how to become the best version of our whole selves, body included, yes, but it is no longer a requirement on our checklist of self-improvement to learn to love it.
In this last reflection, before we talk about how we see ourselves with relation to beauty, is an excerpt from an essay called "Abundant Love" by Casey Slack. We are fat and queer and trans and black and brown. We're people who are chronically ill and who experience mental health problems and who interact with the world in a way different from the norm. We are people with bodies and lives that we are supposed to believe are wrong. We're told to hide, to disappear, to blend the best we can, to kill pieces of ourselves so that someone else may think we're okay. But we are okay. We are better than okay. We're beautiful. We are, as Psalm 139 says, fearfully and wonderfully made. We are stardust. We are the universe experiencing itself.
So the question to consider is this: what do you wish your 16-year-old self knew about beauty?
Write a book.
And when did you first feel beautiful? So what do you wish your 16-year-old self knew about beauty, and when did you first feel beautiful? Thank you, everyone, for being so willing to share and discuss. Before we sing our closing hymn, I will share this final quote by Gwen Matthews. Feel that? Each breath, every inhale, exhale, we are living, breathing, connected. We are the whole, complete, beautiful selves that we were born to be. If you would please rise as you are able and join us in singing Joyful, Joyful, We Adore Thee, hymn 29.
Hearts of full like flowers.
and beauty is behind me. Above and below me hovers the beautiful. I am surrounded by it. I am immersed in it. In my youth, I am aware of it. And in old age, I shall walk quietly the beautiful trail.
And today we're going to leave you with the beautiful thing you carry. The philosopher Blaise Pascal wrote, "In difficult times, carry something beautiful in your heart." These are indeed difficult times. They require courage, commitment, hope, and self-love. And all of these are sustained by beauty. We find the courage to fight after falling in love with a beautiful vision to fight for. We maintain our commitment only by finding the beauty that nourishes it. We hold on to hope because experiences of beauty remind us that something in the universe is on our side. We withstand dehumanization when rooted deeply in the beauty of our own dignity. It is one of the most important secrets to successful social change and social survival. When we carry beauty, it carries us. So, we're going to ask you today to literally find something to carry with you for weeks on end, or at least into this week to come. A pebble, a poem, a torn piece of paper with a quote on it. There are actually quotes written at the back of the room. You may have seen them on your way in on sticky notes for you to take with you as you wish. So you can carry that in your pocket, or perhaps you'll find a place to carry it with you in your wallet or lock it instead. Those of you at home, we will also make sure that the quotes are posted for your access as well, so you'll be able to grab one of those. The goal is to find a reminder about beauty that will carry you through as you carry it. So before you leave today, we invite you to enjoy social time with one another, perhaps discussing or continuing a conversation with the same person or someone new. For the sake of COVID precautions, we ask people to step outside during this time. Feel free to explore the grounds in search of something beautiful to carry with you. And for those of you at home, we will also mute our laptops so that you can continue conversation with one another if you wish. Please help yourself again to a printed sticky note at the back. Take one that speaks to you or grab one at random and reflect on it later. Use it to reflect on beauty and see beauty around the world throughout the week and the weeks to come. For those joining us from home, I think Topher will be able to put those right in the chat. Thank you very much. And we will now hear our postlude from Maxine.